This episode 109 of Brise's Tale. And as always, my good buddy Max is here to play the beautiful and talented paladin Brise. Max, say hello to the lovely people.
Good evening, everybody. Hope you're all having a wonderful night tonight.
Yes, indeed. We have been for almost the last year exploring this really large temple. And this has been a lesson for the scale of dungeon that I can attempt in Karandrin. Man, I had like an even larger one in that in the town of Brenneloth. Do you remember that? The
Dwarven Hold, yeah. I might have been exploring that like before street, and then like the stream would start, we'd still be exploring.
Yeah, it would have been. Yeah, I mean, I think it would have been 2 years of play just exploring that one thing, which you know really makes me want to scale back on things. But then I hate that we're limited in that sense.
Right.
Because it's so fun just to think you have this entire area to explore.
Mm-hmm. An actual city, yeah.
But we'll play around with it. So obviously, so we're exploring this temple on behalf of the present day religions that you're a part of, the pantheon of the four lands, which is just broadly what we call it. I need to come up with an adjective for it. But it's like, what do the ancient Greeks call? What do they call their faith? I don't know.
Outlandish.
That's right. That's right. Outlandish, more like. Who's with me, people? So I need to figure out what to call it. But so this temple is part of an ancient pantheon that was dominating the region about 5,000 years ago, probably earlier, probably sooner than that even. It probably didn't die out immediately. So this temple seems to be out of the way. It doesn't have any surrounding ruins to it. It seems like a temple that was built as a retreat, because there's not like a town nearby, either present day or ruins, at least not that we've seen. So last session, why don't you catch us up, a couple of things that happened and where we left off exactly.
Yeah, so we have been exploring again the first floor, there's two big sections we haven't finished yet, and we spent most of last session covering that. And mostly it was kind of exploring the corner of the temple that had been caved in, so there wasn't a lot to actually uncover, unfortunately. I think most of what we just found was a couple like more art, some more mosaics, some rooms belonging to like initiates.
A lot of religious story revealed on the wall.
Yes. Oh, right. There was an interesting room with depictions of the eagle building a maze of stones. The maze is an important religious
sort of
concept. In the faith. So, and then I think at the end we came back to the back of the temple and started exploring that area where there were more servants' quarters and smaller kind of utility rooms like that. And then we did come across something interesting at the end of the session, which was a damaged portal. I think the third one we've come across actually in this temple, which is seeming to get suspicious. I wonder if there was some phenomenon that happened here that might have caused these portals to open up or to be corrupted.
Right.
And so this one is just moving in a slow circular fashion. It is big enough for us to walk through, I guess, if we timed it correctly. It leads into a standing atop a wooded hill and seeing a starry night sky beyond, no sign of civilization. So, that's where we are.
Yeah, so you're just sort of standing in the center of the room, just sort of watching this portal sort of orbit you. I mean, it's not factually orbiting you; it's just de facto orbiting you. And so you're looking there. You've got, I believe, you have your flail in hand, just as you were entering. and you have your lantern going, and your floating lantern. And you're probably going to use another pint of oil just today.
Yeah. I think we refilled it yesterday. So yeah, probably at the end of today we're gonna need another filling up.
Yeah. Well, even by noon, like if you're up and at 'em by 7 and it's early afternoon, you probably are low right now. Because
it was 6 hours per pint. You're right. Oh, yikes!
Yeah.
I might actually have to take a break from this mission, go get some more oil because I'm low.
Right. I mean, if you have torches, you can switch to torches, and
right. But that's taking up a hand. So, whereas this is my floating lantern.
Right. So
floating torches. Okay.
You can, if you find something like in a room, you can throw the torch on the ground and fight. It's just that fleeing, you won't have light.
I also forget if levitate can work on an object. 6th level move. No, it works on myself. Caster's body weight plus 10. All right. Well, so stay in front of this portal. I mean, we said that the view isn't changing, right? Like even though it's moving,
it seems to be stationary. It seems to be stationary on their side. It seems to be fixed. Right. It's your side that has the problem. Also, you can smell the breeze. I mean, there are leaves on the floor, clearly from those trees. And there's a little bit of, there's an inch or two of sort of peat on the ground here, just from centuries of leaves blowing in.
Yeah. In a long time.
There is evidence now that you look, the people have come in here and actually shoveled this out.
Oh, interesting.
I guess I could just slide this forward.
Okay. I mean, Brise does like other worlds a lot, and if this seems stationary at one end, I guess it wouldn't be too much of a risk to step through it. And we know the air, isn't toxic. Although maybe that would be for another adventure. Maybe I should this portal's not going anywhere, obviously.
Yeah, it's clearly been here. I mean, looking at the leaves, it's clearly been here for years.
Right.
Can you say centuries? Well, it doesn't matter, right? In a year, you could come back and consider this. Of course, the nature of Karandrin is that you're going to find so many other interesting things. That,
right.
You'll have more than your choice. You'll have what is it called in a capitalist society? When you have too many choices, I forget what that's called. I can't remember what that's called. Anyway.
Yeah. So, so I'm gonna probably leave this for now, but definitely come back maybe once I've finished, my round of the temple to explore this a little more, see what's beyond this world. And actually, it would be good. I could just come back here probably each day, just see if there's a new creature or the landscape has changed at all. Something I can observe over time.
It does raise the question of like who's coming and going from here, So,
well, I guess if the peat doesn't look like it's disturbed, right? So probably. No.
Well, it's such a soft, spongy material. There's no way to.
Oh, you think? Yeah, it's hard to see footsteps.
Hey, Quinn. Sorry, I didn't catch you when you first got on.
Yeah, I missed you too.
Quinn moves in a slow circular motion.
Model.
We don't need to know how you pleasure yourself. That's honestly not what this. As shocking as it is to believe, that's not what this stream is about. We discussed it. You may remember. You're at that meeting, Quinn. We discussed.
Am I waddling? What?
That's right.
Oh. Unstable portal toward. Okay, then me too. Socialism. Okay, then I will. If was there anything else in this room? Forget me. I'm gonna pull up
No.
the map. Okay.
Sorry, I'm gonna switch over to the map. So everyone yell at Max to keep track of the chat for me if I need to pay attention.
Please message louder if I don't respond.
Yeah, message louder.
Just type in all caps.
That's right. That's right. You remember the command "shake computer" will cause our computers to shake. That would be really cool.
One's coming through right now. Whoa!
That would be cool, right? A haptic function that they could trigger.
Oh my god! Well, I mean, a lot of people do that on Twitch. Twitch commands, you can hook it up to. Oh my god! I watch a streamer. It's so funny. He has a gong, and it's just if someone donates 50, or I think it's 100 subs, which is like something like $300 or something. It'll go off, and like literally, he jumps out of his chair. It's so loud. It's fantastic.
That's so funny.
There's a lot of rich people who watch this stream, thankfully.
I have a good buddy who he used to use a pager, but just for his family, right? But it was set on vibrate. Mm-hmm. He was this big guy. He is this big guy. He's like 6'5" or whatever. He used to play basketball and everything. And so he'll be in the middle of a sentence to you, because his pager would go off.
Yeah, like even the first cell phones, those vibrate. That was not, you did not mess with those.
That's right. That's right. Where is, I'm forgetting how to, here we go. Boop. Share my screen. I understand. And I need a window. Hello. Where is my window?
I'm making a bet with chat. If we can finish exploring the first floor in this session.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that'd be exciting.
We do. I mean, we only have this corner left, but who knows what monstrosities are waiting for me.
Yeah.
Or what locked chests are
right
to stick to my hand.
That's not. Oh, that's why. So weird. If you go share window, it only shows you the non-hidden windows.
The non-hidden. Oh, I mean, like on Mac, if you hide something, yeah.
Yeah. So it wouldn't show it to me because I don't have it out. All right. Let me add it.
Pull it out and show it to me. There we go.
So there you go. Right. You've got the.
Right.
So we discussed before, right? So you are, of course, the red triangle. Anybody new to the stream? Max Brise is the red triangle. The little brown triangle is his falcon, Nalani. And so your the stairs to the to your left that you can't see through the wall. I'll go move you.
Here.
There we go.
There should be stairs ascending to the second floor.
Whoops. There we go.
Or move the room.
That's right. Always moving the room. So coming out, turning this way. The green triangle, in the room sort of across from you, that was the dead adult lizard, the 6-legged lizards that took this sort of corner as their own. And I was a full adult, the size of a horse or a little bigger. So the stairs, I should say these stairs, they go down to the basement area. And
I came up from those stairs, yeah.
Right. These go up here.
Yeah, so let's go, the unexplored rooms kind of ahead of me. All these likely more servants' quarters. We'll start trying those doors. And so I know we've explored those two.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking we'd done that, right? What appeared to be a break room and two.
Right. Okay, so let's take a listen and see if we can open it.
So it has no sounds coming from it. You open it up. Ooh, I'm just tickling my neck. So as your light fills the room, this is weirdly, it's almost like a larder. There are these 4.5 foot high figures. I think I'm going to come up here and grab one of these guys. One of the things that weird things about Affinity is when you copy something, it puts it directly on top of your last one. So
then putting it off the screen.
So there are 3 4.5 foot crystallized, figures.
Right.
One is toppled over, and essentially these are 4.5 foot high, bipedal, blue shelled beetles. They have simple belts on, crude pouches and things like this. There are implements hanging from the belt. You approach sort of gingerly just because it's weird, right?
Mm-hmm.
The implements are clearly limbs that have fallen off these 6-limbed creatures.
Oh.
And then they take them.
Okay.
They strap them. They straighten the joint, and then they strap it to wood. And then they'll do something like they'll put a heavy rock at the end, and look, they've got a hammer or a club. They use their own discarded limbs as tools.
Wow.
Their heads are very broad and flat. They have 2 sets of pincers. One is not very pincy. One is just sort of these very thick, sort of very blocky sort of mandibles, and the others are more for cutting and nipping. So they're about the height of a dwarf, much lighter. I mean, you feel like you could take one and toss one across the room. It's clear that there's been an attempt to gnaw at them, and they appear not to be very appetizing.
Okay. At least to a lizard's palate.
Yeah, you could give it a try. I mean, there's no reason to think.
I mean, some cultures eat bugs. Some cultures eat 4-foot tall bugs.
Exactly. So, dadgummit, I have got to get.
Do you think in their culture there's like this, like the joke everyone's always like, "Hey, give me a hand." Haha, yeah, whatever. Just like beat up the guy who says that. It's like an offensive like joke. Just
That's right. How disarming of you. I mean, there's so many to choose from. Yeah, so they're stuck in this crystal amber. Some are mid-stride. I mean, they really are. I mean, they're very interesting to look at. I mean, it's a perfect opportunity to sketch. I know that you have been sketching.
Let's do it. Let's take a little break and pull out my notebook and do some sketches. Down that.
The backs of the beetles clearly are meant to separate. There do seem to be wings there. How usable, you don't know. But it is sort of a shiny metallic blue. Um, the weapons that they use do seem to be just extensions. I mean, it's just another arm that has fallen off, and they
Right.
have sharp spines at the wrists and at the joints, and they are just hanging from. They're hanging from their belts, or they're in their hands, held in a position of readiness when disaster struck or when the lizard struck.
Right.
Um,
Does it? I was just curious. So, I mean, I guess they were just standing here. Does it look like there's any other sign of, how they entered the room or what they were doing here? I guess you said it's a larder, right? So it's the rest of the room.
that's sort of your thought, is that you think it's the lizard's larder, like
Oh, I see what you mean.
they turned out to be unappetizing, and they shoved them in this room.
Right, in case food is scarce. Yeah.
And maybe it's a trash heap for them, although they don't seem to be very clean otherwise.
Yeah.
But it's just not. I mean, they don't look like they could do anything with them.
Maybe they were like playing with them like dolls. They don't taste good. Might as well entertain themselves.
They're trophies. This is a hunting room. This is a
Oh my gosh.
And
like I said, yeah, is there any sign of maybe what they were doing in here or anything they might have left behind?
No. There is remnants of a bed in the back, just the bed frame, wooden, but it does show marks of gnawing and cutting.
Huh.
And the more you think about it, you're wondering, looking at their level of technology that they have, thinking about the sounds that you heard in that nest room, are these the owners of that nest?
Oh.
Because you think it would have this sort of light, it would have this sort of scuffling noise if you heard those shells against the bramble and so on in the nest. And for those of you who have forgotten, she discovered sort of behind her and to her right, Brise discovered a room that was just filled with interwoven branches and grasses and so on. And as she pierced through that, shoving the door into it, it sort of tore open, and there was this huge cavity making an entire circular nest or home. And Brise had heard things escaping through a hole in the ceiling to the second floor.
Right.
And it just sort of raises the possibility that these are what were there.
Okay, interesting.
What now?
All right, we'll move on to the next room and keep our eye out for more of these creatures.
Okay. Oh, I only got Nalani.
Good time to get into insect collecting.
That's right.
Entomology is a nightmare in Karandrin. How many insects are there in that? In the real world, it was like billions of species.
We're outnumbered.
Trillions in Karandrin. Oh my god!
What was the number I heard about? I just heard it on QI. That you take a tablespoon of soil, and there's, what was the number? 300. Oh, I did the math. That's right. 350 billion bacteria.
Oh my god!
In a tablespoon of soil.
Jeez.
That's where my like you hear a lot of people talk about, a lot of scientists talk about the various things that global warming will do, and my biggest fear is that microcosm right there.
Right. I mean, we just don't even understand it.
No, we know
as we study it. How do we?
Yeah, and so it's like we're going to get to a certain temperature, and you're going to start seeing some important species within that tablespoon drop off. And then, like, in 3 years, suddenly agriculture drops by 10%, and then another 10%. And then not only do we not know which species it was, we have no way of replacing it.
Right.
I think
Quinn has something to add to that. He says, some people like vanilla ice cream. Some people like chocolate. Some men like to get drunk and beat their wives. And we're told that morally there is no difference. Sorry, he sent that 6 minutes ago.
That's from a right-wing movie.
That was my guess.
It's just the reasoning from which is, the reasoning in that movie is just preposterously bad. It's just preposterously bad, and so he loves to quote that thing because it's just. Hey, Quinn, post the name of that movie. It is so bad. That movie is so bad.
Would love to watch it.
Oh, it is so terrible. So, all right. So your light spills down this way. And given this opening, I don't think you would.
Yeah, let's. I
think you would creep down and peek around.
Yep.
So light cast down here, up this way. So some few little lizards are still skittering about in the dark down here. You can see that there's an open door here. So you're sort of in a catch-22 of, do I turn my back to this door? Or do I turn my back to that door? You're not super worried, but you're aware, shall we say.
I wonder if there's, so the mom left with her children. I wonder if these are children of another mom or if, like another nest. That's interesting.
That would be interesting. Yeah, it raises an interesting question.
Yeah, Brise and Max are both lacking in reptilian parental knowledge. Maybe she just took her favorite children. And
That's right.
You three come with me. The rest of you are on your own.
The rest of you hold the fort. Hold the fort. Humans are not dangerous at all. That's the thing to remember about humans. Not dangerous at all.
All right. Well, let's get these rooms taken care of down here.
Okay.
Before we pass them up. So this first closed door. Well, actually, I guess the open door, right? We'll peek in there, make sure.
Right. Probably turn your back.
Waiting for me.
Keep your periphery.
The Freedom of Silence is the name of the movie. What
kind
of name is that?
Yeah. I knew silence was in it. And here,
it's got a 55% on Rotten Tomatoes. Oh my God.
Oh,
I guess it is a movie. It's like at least tells a story, right?
Oh, it's so bad though.
Okay. Checking out this room.
I saw a church play. Actually, Jack and Quinn and I saw it together, and that's where we learned the last name of Jesus. We learned his last name because on the playbill there was just a tabbing error, and so instead of having the guy's last name be with the actor's first name, it got tabbed over underneath Jesus. So instead of it being, so-and-so Surency playing Jesus, it was so-and-so playing Jesus Surency. And so now we know Jesus' last name is Surency.
Surency.
That's it. So there is a wounded juvenile, very weak, a wounded juvenile lizard in this room. Usually go for a nice green for these guys. Why do I take my glasses off? I do it 40 times a stream. And there's no need because he apparently was, he's apparently on alert. He fires a blast at the door.
Yeah, I would have my mace in hands, but that's it.
Flail, yeah.
Sorry,
so,
flail.
All right, so roll for me for surprise.
71.
So you're on your toes. Roll again, and let's see what percentage of dodge you get here.
84.
Nice. Yeah, you just kind of throw yourself back behind the wall. The shot, you can kind of feel it hit the wall right there by you. What would you like to do?
I don't think I want to mess with that. I didn't get a look inside the room, really, did I?
No.
Okay. Well, I think I'll just leave that be. Yeah, I don't know what to do with these guys. I guess they're not like a huge threat. I guess they can't fully encase, me probably, but.
At least, yeah, I mean.
I don't want to have to like kill all of them, but I might have to if they just don't,
behave.
Don't have a master. Mm-hmm.
I mean, the smaller ones, they tend to hunt smaller prey. You saw one zap a grasshopper and half encase it, and then it walked up and began eating it, eating the part that wasn't trapped, just ate it alive, basically.
Right. So I don't have much to worry about, but okay. So yeah, we'll just leave that room then. I'm assuming he's not going to come after me. He's injured, so
right.
We'll check the room behind me.
The lantern is beginning to gutter.
All right, we'll swap it for my last pint of oil here.
Okay.
We got 6 more hours, and then may have to.
Yeah, you may have
go
to
back into town. I guess I have been exploring. It's probably been about a week I've been in this temple.
Yeah.
I feel like it's about that long, so that's not too bad. It always sucks when you like go camping or something, and then like the next day you're like, well, I forgot this. Time to drive out and back into civilization.
Yes.
There's oil.
There are sounds very subtle coming from this room. The door is, when you try it very gently, it is unlocked. What would you like to do?
I'll take a listen. Does it sound like skittering of like the other lizards, maybe?
No. Softer. I mean, it's hard to believe this. I mean, if your guesses are correct, like you're up under the hill now.
Right.
And so it shouldn't be like a draft leading somewhere, that kind of thing. But it could just, it could be just the movement of wind, but a significant draft if it is. But where would it be drafting from is another question.
Okay. We'll try the door very gently then and peek inside.
Open it sort of slowly. You're trying to stay behind the door as much as possible. It is a taller, thinner version of that extremely strange race that is Galkakek's people.
No way. Okay.
dressed in robes of dark gray. The being is asleep. Its multi-fingered hands, these enormous hands they have, are crossed across its thin torso. This is easily a foot and a half taller than Galkakik. It would have to bow to come through doors. It's leaning against the back corner. It has books arrayed around it. There is an orb that is generating a very dim light, totally outshone by your lantern.
Right.
It has the enormous sort of gray head and the broad mouth. It's breathing very deeply. It wears sandals that cover these very splayed, clawed feet. And they're clearly, made for that purpose. They go a little far forward in the front with just empty space, and a little far in the back, and it would seem that's maybe for balance.
If he wakes up, I'm just going to say, housekeeping, sorry.
Oh, that's hilarious.
You just go back to sleep. I hope I didn't wake them up.
Nope, they continue to sleep. There are sort of these big sort of cylindrical bags. I mean, we would call them duffels, but you don't exactly have duffels in this world. But there's several of them. They themselves have small charms and sort of like, almost like decorative bookmarks, like the woven bookmarks,
Yeah.
These broad strips of cloth that are very decorative. They hang from them, sporting alien symbols that you don't recognize. What would you like to do?
I think I'm going to leave them alone because do not want them to get the wrong idea if I wake them up. We know these guys have some very interesting powers that I'm not quite fully comprehend.
Right.
Yeah, I think I'll just close the door.
Okay.
Is there anything else in the room of note, or?
No.
Okay.
I'm going to put them. Yeah, it's been emptied. I mean, you can tell there are crude. Let's make him or her it blue. We'll make him purple. There you go.
Oh, you know what we might do, actually? I was thinking of, I could cast like Watchful Strength outside the door, and so if they do wake up and leave, I might be able to intercept them, and just it would be good to like introduce
right
myself, and because I know they're probably going to be lingering around here like Galkakek was.
Right, and here we have free shelter.
Right. Okay. Yeah, let's try that. So we'll close the door quietly, and then right outside the door, I'll cast Watchful Strength.
Okay.
I'm going to.
How long does that bad boy last?
Actually, remind me, I need to add. So it says that it will magically awake those named at the casting, but it also gives me an alert, right, if someone stepped in that area. Okay. Sorry, what was the question you asked?
I don't know. Oh, I was going to ask you how long. I asked you how long it lasts.
12 hours per level. So.
Oh wow.
One time, yeah.
Yeah, I mean you've got like what, a week?
Unfortunately, they sleep for 20 days.
Well,
okay.
Still, you would know, right? You would know that no one's disturbed the area for 20 days.
Yeah.
So you haven't missed them, So
we'll cast a Watchful Strength right outside. Level 8 spell. 53.
Okay. 8 power, 8 exhaustion.
7. Cast Watchful. Sign.
You're gonna have to cross this doorway with the wounded guy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'll just kind of jog across it, right? If I
Just dart.
yeah.
Man, he is really skittish. You dash across. He rolls really high.
Ooh, wow.
Tags both your feet.
No way. Oh my God. Mother.
You are. So you're basically in a running pose.
Whoa. But I mean, I guess I fall down, or does the crystal suspend me? Or
The crystal
break my ankles. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you sort of get snapped too, right? I mean, it's crazy,
yeah.
but even weirder and less fortunately, is you're still in his line of fire.
Yep. Oh my gosh.
Now the door blocks some of it, but like he could graze your back, sort of, is where you are.
Right. If he wants to keep fighting.
You take 10 damage from your knees. Just having to snap and take that much force really hurts. Wow. And you need to, it's just very painful. And in terms of your desire to scream, your instinct to scream, I rolled a 360.
Oh my God. Okay.
So you need to make an enormous roll to try to muffle.
I got it. Yeah. Jesus. 78.
Not high enough. I mean, you really let out a painful shriek and grab your knees. And like you're just rubbing them and then you realize what you've done and you sort of straighten and grab your, grab your flail and you're taking deep breaths.
So you play like Resident Evil and the zombies are running at you, shoot their legs, they just like fall over. It's like literally exactly what just happened to me.
You're still upright, but your one foot is not, so your back foot is on the ground.
Right.
And it's caught only a little bit. Your other foot is in the air about to hit the ground.
Right.
But the crystal is more encased it. It is very thoroughly encased, but it is suspended by the crystal.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I can't, as soon as I get a chance, I need to turn around and attack this guy with channeling or something.
I mean, you can't, you could sort of twist.
I mean, I can turn my neck, right?
But you've got the same sort of problem in that, I mean, it's like this weird backward shot.
Right.
He fires again. It zings past you, and it sort of hits this area. I wonder if I could do some sort of irregular little shape there. I can't remember how to do the.
This is what I get for having mercy on these poor things. Can't believe it.
Yeah, I'm just going to put a little.
I can't believe it.
A little crystalline splash right there.
Crystal Splash. That's my favorite diet lemonade.
Hey, that's why I brought it up, and I think you knew that. We just
aren't these pink crystals too? That's just this crystal light is just.
It is. It's crystal light. That's what we're going to start calling these guys, the crystal light lizards. Crystal lizard light. What?
Crystal light lizards.
Clearly,
okay, well,
the animal still is drained. I mean, like, you can sell. I mean, its head is hanging lower. What would you like to do?
Yeah, I mean, we need to try to take care of this guy before he shoots me again and actually immobilizes me. So,
Do you think you can swing your flail into the door, bounce the door off the wall, and have it slam shut?
Okay. If you think that'll happen, then we'll do that instead.
You think it'll happen. The question is that what you want to do?
Yes.
All right. Roll for the strike.
95.
Roll again and add it.
Plus 49.
Bam. Bounces. I mean, it's loud, but you're like, if things are coming, things are coming. So it is, I'm going to straighten that up a little bit. Yep, it is closed.
Thank goodness. Wow.
You are safe at least from that.
So I'll, as soon as I get a chance, I'm going to take out I have a dagger at my belt. I can't remember what the name of it is. It's a blue dagger that it was able to cut through this crystal before.
Wasn't that your, was that your piercing? Oh, man.
He woke up and the reality distorts around him.
That's right.
No, it is my dagger plus 15 magic dagger with blue with a vein running through it and a pulse of light. It gives plus 3 initiative. Yeah. Or maybe, was it the piercing dagger? I forget. I thought it was the blue one, but
I think it's I thought it was the piercing dagger.
Piercing dagger ignores natural armor, right? So maybe we did think that.
Right.
I can search through my notes real quick, but
I
pull out. They're both equipped in my belt in the same area. So I pull out. Yeah, no, it's the piercing dagger. Okay. Pull out the piercing dagger.
Strange gurgling voice of Galkakek's people.
Right.
Sounds behind you.
Well, so much for that 8th level spell.
It goes off.
Right.
And the voice is deeper.
Would you lend me a hand? There's some in the room behind you.
And
oh, we got someone who needs banning.
Please
follow.
Price
is lower than any competitor.
What? That sounds terrific. Oh, wait a minute. I have to approve all of these messages to show on stream. How does that work?
Are there messages that aren't showing up?
I see, like that. That's so weird. Well, it doesn't. I thought it would be available anyway. All right. Let's see.
There's a hand in the bucket, dear Liza, dear Liza.
There's a hand on the bucket, dear Liza, dear Liza. Well, I don't know. They're band featured. I don't know how to do that here.
Do you mean we have criminals running amok in our chat? Oh my gosh.
This is what we get.
Won't stand for this.
Yeah, I can't. Huh. You'd think I'd be able to do it here. Do I have to go to YouTube and do it there? I mean,
maybe we can take a break soon. Maybe figure it out then.
That's true. We do need to. Huh. Yeah, I don't know how to ban them. All right. That is a blow against them because it was easy on Restream. You just click on the offending chatter.
That's right. I see. So we haven't encountered a
yeah.
An ad. Well, they only posted one, so hopefully. That's all.
All right. Well, I'll have to look that up. You were Galkakek's friend, says this great, deep, gurgling voice.
See, yes, I am. Try to face him as best I can. I say, yes, I did speak with Galcakex. And
the being cocks its great head. You have roused the creatures upstairs, I'm afraid, with your scream.
I apologize for being a ruckus, but I couldn't help it. as you can see, caught by surprise. And I mean, if I'll start cutting myself free while we're talking, if that's all right, Definitely don't want to be immobilized.
I have no means to help you free yourself, but I will stand guard if you will let me.
I greatly appreciate that. Thank you.
I don't know why I'm speaking in a lighter voice. I should speak in a deeper voice. It's sort of this sort of purple light kind of very faintly washes over you, and you turn to see, like, I guess you could actually turn, as you're sawing away, you could turn behind you
over my shoulder,
and the being has these two sort of brass knuckles, a set of brass knuckles. They don't fit closely over the knuckles. They fit very loosely. And in the interim space is a glowing purple light, very faint. You can see through it. There is clearly a heavy footstep above you and to your left.
Oh no!
And you see you see the Galcakex friend, cocking its head, watching it. It says, "The Iron One stirs."
Oh boy.
I do not know why it bothers. Its enchantments bind it to the second and third floors. But perhaps it will intercept any creatures that wish to investigate the sound.
That's actually helpful. I ask, what is that? What is that creature you speak of? Is it something that belongs to the temple?
The enchantment suggests so. A guard perhaps set by the builders. The enchantments are old, or so it seems, though your magics are different than ours.
Okay. Man, I appreciate. Well, actually, I do want to ask. Why is it that you seek to help me? Did Galcakex instruct you to do this? What is your motivation?
You are his friend. He spoke well of your spirit. I would not see you come to harm. You have shown interest in the great Obrive.
Oh, okay.
Why don't you explain to the people who Obrive is?
Yes. Well, when I first visited Galcakex, one of these creatures, we had a titillating conversation about where he comes from and his reason for being here, and that is to witness the passing of their supreme goddess, who seems to have created all of creation, everything, and she will be passing through one of these valleys in a few weeks, and so these people from his race, I guess these kind of like heralds, they are predicting where she will arrive and planning to set up viewing areas and staging so they can witness her passing.
Yeah, literally observation stands. I mean, like for a sporting event.
Right. It should be very like celebratory and a great and wonderful thing to witness. And apparently, anyone else who believes in Obrive, or I guess everything. How did he word it? Is kind of everything is created by her. Therefore, we should all allow us to worship her. And so, I guess this guy is on my side since I kind of respect their religion.
The creature introduces themselves as Bronvise. I sent you the spelling.
Yeah, I got it.
And it occurs to you, oh, these must be the female of the species. Taller, okay, leaner, but more deeper voiced.
Or the male? Question mark. We actually have 80 sexes. It's like, oh my God.
Exactly.
That's one of the books he gave me is on their physiology.
No, that's all the books he gave you.
The first book is our religion. The rest is...
Yeah. The pamphlet, that I use as a bookmark, that's the faith. And all the rest is our sexual morphisms.
Oh my God. That sounds like something out of Douglas Adams' Hitchhiker's Guide. Like our religion, that's simple, but man, our economy is, man, crazy.
It's like, man, wait till you get to volume 218. I've never even met one. I mean, I just don't even know. Throat genitalia? Come on, wear a turtleneck, you freaks.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
You are sawing away at your leg, at the crystal around your foot, I should say. We're not going to have you do a coyote just yet.
Okay.
Again, the piercing dagger gets cold as you begin sawing at the material.
Right.
It does sort of it's very uneven work. Like sometimes a piece will just come right off, and then sometimes it just takes a lot of sawing, and it very gradually goes through. But at times you're just uncomfortable with how cold it is, both physically, but also you're just worried about it, and you give it a break.
Right. I mean, in the pause, I'll also ask Bronvise about what they know about these lizards and their crystals.
We have taken samples. Very curious. Relatively docile until alarmed.
Oh, they're one of our other our species. One of our other
sections. That's right. That's one of our other. What crystal? What are you talking about? Oh, you mean they're spooge? Oh, yeah. Yeah, spooge is everywhere, right? I mean, come on. Get a sock like the rest of us.
No.
And, I mean, do it between two couch cushions.
He wasn't injured. He was ready to go.
He was ready to go.
Oh my gosh.
The site of athleticism, for instance, running back.
I know Brise is beautiful, but come on, man.
You really got his lizard going. Is really what So just enjoy that, you know. Um, the she opens up those windows that they peer through,
Right.
you know, the name of which
Senatook is what it's called.
The Senatook, right.
Mm-hmm.
I put that down on this page, which is
Were they going to comment on the lizards? I think I
oh,
interrupted.
sorry. Right. They say, you know, well, they just said, you know, docile. Yeah.
Samples. Yeah. Okay.
She, I guess we should say, asks you, they are not native here. You do not know of them.
Yeah, I mentioned that I first saw them when I entered this building, you know, about a week ago. I've had I've had a few interactions, and I mentioned that I actually managed to lead their mother, you know, away from the temple into a new home, but it seems like some of the children have lingered behind.
That is good of you. A Breve would not care for the destruction of her creatures needlessly.
Mm-hmm.
Those heavy footfalls from upstairs are headed toward the front of the temple.
Okay.
This, you know, sort of translucent pane that they view through, that apparently they create out of the air.
Right.
She is staring in that direction.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Through the Senatook. He has found the birds, that metal beak species you have here in the temple. He is too slow to catch them, but they may escape through the center cavity. They are nasty creatures and curious. You should make haste with your cutting.
Okay. I asked, do they these birds, do they create a large nest? I came across. Well, I just described the nest I came across in the room. You know, filled the entire room. I didn't get a good look at what created it when I entered.
That is the nest of the beetles.
Oh, okay. So that is the beetles.
There are several such nests on the second floor.
Mm.
They too are too fast for the iron being.
Mm.
But they
pretty slow.
But they cannot harm him. She drops the Senatook, you know, closes it with her the motion of her hands. Mm-hmm. And then she turns to face, so you're back to back, basically.
Right.
She says the birds have reached the center cavity.
Okay. How far am I through my cutting?
You've got one foot free. The other one, there's just so much material there. And you can't rotate really because, you know, the foot can't, you know.
Right. The ainge trapped at the ankle. Mm-hmm.
The birds are retreating, she says, after several minutes, and you are just hauling. I mean, you are just sawing away. The your fingers are numb with how cold your blade has become.
Yeah.
And after a certain point, it just stops working. Your dagger does.
Oh.
And you take it away.
Damn.
And like you're like, oh, I had no, like you can't even feel your hand.
Oh,
I
no.
mean, it is so cold.
Good night, Quinn. Thanks for hanging out this long.
Yeah, man. Thanks, buddy.
I'm sure Brise will die without your presence.
That's right.
Certain. Okay, so.
Ron V is, lets her guard down and turns back to you. Why have you stopped?
I'm not sure. My knife has stopped piercing through the crystal. Perhaps it's lost its magical energy.
The material eats magic.
Oh my God.
It's why our abilities have no effect on it. We simply had to use force, and even that only made a small crack.
Good thing I have another knife. I mean, I'll take out my other dagger, the blue dagger with +3 initiative, and hopefully that one cuts through as well.
You're rubbing your hand, trying to get feeling back in it, blowing into it. She asks if your hand is okay. She asks you if your hand is okay.
Oh, well, sorry, I spaced out. Should we take a break and?
Oh, sure.
Yeah. I mean, I'll say just to finish the thought, right? Yes, but just for some reason, my hand grew cold while I was cutting. It's almost numb.
If the blade warms normally, it may be gone. If it warms quickly, then the enchantment has recharged itself from the environment. This seems to be the nature of enchantments in your world.
Right. Okay.
All right. So we've got Brise stuck in a, and one of her feet are stuck, and the crystal firing lizards.
Giving me a lot of damn grief.
And yeah,
coming this close to giving them.
And so, yeah. And so so we'll come back after a few minutes, and we'll continue. So we're going to go stretch our legs and refill our drinks. We hope you guys do the same, but we'll be back in just a few minutes. All right. So yeah, stick around. Hey, everybody. Welcome back. Oh, got you. Ah, you bastard.
Ah! Oops, let me fix this.
You text me and tell me you're back. That means I'm putting you up, you bastard.
I did that on purpose, so
Uh,
I'm glad you caught me. Have you ever had barley tea? This is really good.
no, I'm not a big tea guy. I actual tea leaves and that flavor
Yeah.
I never like.
This is just H Mart. They have all these different types of teas, and I guess they probably just soak barley in water, and I just add a little bit of honey to it and warm it up. It's very tasty. It's a very like medieval kind of drink. Makes it very fitting for the stream.
I've been I was watching QI and they were talking about the origin of tea. And they were talking about the Chinese myth of it is that Buddha wanted to meditate uninterrupted for 9 years. And so he kept falling asleep. And so he tore off his eyelids and threw them to the ground. And those grew to become the first tea plants.
Wow, what a great story. Also, I did not expect that.
Yeah, I don't think that's the way most things go. I don't think tearing off the eyelids is the.
I should try the next time I need to stay awake for got a big work project coming up or something. I'll do that.
Yeah. Man, I've got some reverb on my end. I'm hearing myself repeated.
Is that coming from me, do you think? I can turn down my...
I don't know what...
Talk for a bit.
Hello?
Yeah, it's coming through on my end. Let me change my sensitivity, maybe. Oh, I can't. What? Come on, man. All right, one sec. I can change it down here.
All right, so just...
hopefully that's a little better.
Just apparently not.
Still echo?
I hear it. I don't know if anybody else hears it, but I don't think anyone's on right now with us.
How about now?
Nope, still there.
Okay, must not be from me then.
Okay,
I turned my sensitivity down, so
that's fine. You might as well crank it back up.
Yeah.
Oh, Obi-Wan is hearing the echo.
Oh, okay. Should I turn it down more then?
I wonder if I should toggle my mic or something.
How about now?
Well, slightly better. But why would it change? Yeah.
Like my speakers are pretty far from my mic. I don't know why it would be picking up so much. It's a podcast mic too, so.
Yeah, you'd think it would ignore them. I wonder if it's... Oh, it must be me, but why? Nothing changed over here. That's strange. Well,
yeah, maybe your voice was just coming in too loud.
Let's see. No, that's even worse. All right, I'm gonna turn us down. Sorry, gang.
Is my voice too quiet now? Should I raise the sensitivity again, or?
Yeah, go ahead and raise your sensitivity.
Episode 109, everybody. We almost got it figured out. How's this?
Yeah, that's no.
All right.
No, it's back up. No problem. What is going on? I don't need to hear me, right? So I could turn myself way down.
Okay.
All right. Let's give that a go.
All right. Sounds good.
You just keep rubbing your hand. I mean, your hand is,
yeah, pretty numb, I imagine.
She asks if your people are particularly unskilled with portals. She notices many problems with the gateway in the temple.
I say that it's a difficult art to master among my people, is what I know. Although, and then I'll add, my theory is something broke these portals over time.
The enchantments are very old.
Antique enchantments.
Oh, Obi-Wan's worried about how bad I sound.
Is it really? Okay. Let me check the...
Huh. You know, maybe I should just switch to a different mic. I'm sorry, guys, for all this. Wait, why did I do that? Why did I turn my video off? That was dumb of me.
You don't sound too bad. I just played some back from the YouTube. I don't hear much echo or...
Right.
You sound a little distant because you turned your gain down, but...
Right. We're going to always turn this. Let's see, as soon as this gets closer to me, it is really echoing. I'm going to switch to...
Come on, Streamlabs or Talk Studio, whatever you are.
Right. It was good then, now bad. It's what Obi-Wan is saying. How is it now, Obi-Wan? I switched to the webcam's mic to see how that was. And like I'm almost all the way down so that my mic can pick up me.
Okay, let me mute and see if it's better.
All right. Oh, interesting. I don't hear anything. Stay muted, Max, and I'm going to switch back to my mic. Obi-Wan said W. All right, I'm going to switch back to my mic. So that's back to my original mic. Weird. So does that suggest it's a problem on your end, Max? Because I don't hear an echo now. So weird.
All right, turned way down sensitivity.
Okay.
How's my voice coming through? All right?
Yeah, your voice is coming through fine.
Okay, no echo.
That's so weird, though. Why would it change?
Yeah, that's really goofy.
That's stressful.
I always have it at maxed out sensitivity too. It's fine for other apps. Streamlabs is still echo, Karen. Well, I don't know.
How bad is the echo, Obi-Wan?
Here, you know what? I'm just going to turn my volume way down. Maybe that'll help. We'll just have to.
Man, what is going on? All right. So, Max, can you hear me? And Obi-Wan, how is the echo?
Yeah, you sound fine.
I don't know what else to do. This is so weird. I mean, this is a good spot for my mic. You know, my mic is that far away. So I don't know why we would have a problem now. That's the thing that drives me crazy.
I like the episode of Karandrin where they had technical issues for a long time.
Exactly.
Sorry, everybody. We apologize.
Yeah, it's so weird. I mean, we didn't have this problem.
Okay. Kevin's literally a whisper on my end, but I mean, if that's what we need to do just to get to the stream, then we'll do that and we can fix
All right,
it
Obi-Wan says no echo now, and I have us both turned up, at least going out. I've got us turned up, but like the volume.
I don't know who this Obi-Wan is, but they're spamming in the chat a lot of nonsense. We should man.
I've known her for a long time. That's all that comes out of that mouth. It's just nonsense.
I think the one who's echoing is Obi. No, thank you, Obi-Wan. We appreciate you
right
being our tester.
That's right. All right. So
where were we?
Talking about the portals.
Right, portals. I mentioned that's my theory, is that they might have degraded over time and the enchantments are old.
Yeah, she does say they do appear very old.
I ask, would you know how to fix them? Stabilize them again?
There are guards against such things on these portals.
Oh, interesting.
It is possible
Don't want to
that
be
I could get
tampering with.
around those defenses, or they wouldn't recognize my magic since we are from another place. But it would be a risk.
Right. I don't want to put you in risk, so that's not.
I am no expert on portals, but I would say that these portals only have a few years left. Physical movement of them is always a very bad sign.
What will happen in a few years? Will they disappear or something worse?
The worst and rarest of all outcomes is called a barrier collapse. It is only theorized, but the idea is that the portal will begin to grow and would never stop. The most likely is that they will begin to shrink or possibly pulse in size while also moving. Unfortunately, in a decaying portal, the edge between the worlds is sharper than any razor and will cut through anything.
Right.
And so you have enormous damage for hundreds of yards around. And then it collapses in a final flash of light and heat. In other cases, it simply gets less and less stable stationarily in terms of its position and then winks out of existence. Obi-Wan's threatening divorce again. It's not good. It's not good. These may
You
be
mean another divorce or threat? Another threat.
So,
okay, interesting. Some new knowledge about portals I didn't know. Okay, I also ask about the Well, actually, is this knife cutting? I should have asked. Is this dagger the second dagger cutting as well as the first?
not as well. It is getting cold, but at a slower rate. It's also cutting at a slower rate. Will your work here take you to the second level?
I say yes, it will, and I will probably have to face that being upstairs.
What do you have that can affect a being of iron?
Sorry, what was that you said? What?
What do you have that can affect a being of iron?
Well, I mean, God magic. God. I don't. Well, I say I don't know if I need to dispose of it. Is it possible to make it think I'm part of the temple or not a threat?
This is beyond my knowledge.
Okay.
Just know that it strikes with the strength that you would expect it to. And from what we've seen, it has access to all places. Even the most heavily enchanted door it can pass through, and the enchantment reasserts itself.
Interesting.
It bears the symbols of this place.
Right. You know, and based on just some of the doors on this lower floor, how well they were protected, that thing is probably above my pay grade.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know, what would be so interesting to see is is what it would do if it were fully encased in the crystal.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Because it might just start draining its magic. Yeah.
Or would it shatter it just out of sheer strength?
Right.
I mean,
Oh, okay. I ask, does it sense? Do you know if it senses the presence of anything on the second floor, or does it only react to sound? Right. If it, like a normal creature would.
it does not seem hindered by the dark.
Hmm.
Obviously, your scream roused it. Do you still plan to join us for Brive's arrival?
I say I do.
It
If
occurs to you, you could ask if it has any oil that would burn in lanterns.
Oh, true, yeah. So but I'll add, for a Breve, is the time and date still, or I guess the time and location more pinpointed, um, since I last spoke with Kalkakek?
We're certain now on which side of the valley it will appear.
Hmm.
Timbers begin arriving tomorrow. Woodworkers will begin cutting down trees of your own land as well. We had considered seeking your advice about contacting the ruler of this region to ask permission. What would you say to that?
So I guess this region would this be in Mirgral's territory still?
It's hard to say. You don't really
Yeah,
have a
kind of
map
more
of
of
the
the
counties.
wilderness. Yeah. I mean, they could make I could just, I say you could make an effort to, though I don't know who the exact owner of this territory would be. It's very, very untamed.
Well, and of course, there is the matter of Galkakek's people's appearance.
Right. And I'll add that at the end. And I don't know how well they would react to another race such as yourself that they've never seen before. Another beautiful creature such as yourself.
How would you describe the people who rule this land? The people who live here?
Okay. I mean, I say, have you seen a goblin, right? Have you heard of the term goblin?
There is a record of that term from O'Briev's last visit.
Okay.
But there is no description of them.
So I'll just describe goblins and in detail.
Physically, but what about as a people?
Well, sure, yeah, and their culture and how they deal with strangers and each other.
Are we likely to be attacked if they discover?
I mean, maybe they can be very headstrong, especially if you appear in their territory without warning. which is why it's probably wise that Obrive is appearing in the wilderness.
Obrive's wisdom is all encompassing. I will advise that we do not inform the local rulers and instead build simple palisades around the gathering so that if we are met with force, we at least have the benefit of time to reason with them.
I think that's wise.
Your hand's getting cold. I don't know if you want to stop or keep going.
I'll stop, yeah, and let it kind of warm up again. It seems like there's no, hurry right now. So
you test the other dagger. It is surprisingly already back to room temperature.
Oh, good.
The attunement, which is automatic, tells you it's back and ready to go.
No, I'll swap back to that one. That's very nice.
So by the time your hand is numb again, you are free.
Oh, the goodness, oil. Dude. Oh, right. I do ask her about if she has anything for my lantern as fuel oil. You can use this. It powers our spaceships. Just, oh, no.
Is that a warp nacelle? That's odd. It's so strange. She says, we do not carry such burning implements, but I have an extra occult if you need it. And she goes to her room and comes back with that orb, giving off the faint light.
Oh, okay. So she just hands it to me, or like what? Does it?
She takes
float?
the chain off of her neck.
Okay.
And moves to put it around you. You know what I mean? Like she pauses to sort of signal what she's doing, right?
Right.
And so if you bow, she's going to put it around you.
Okay.
And she holds it in her hand. I guess it's probably smaller in her hands. It's like that big, but for you, it's a baseball.
Mm-hmm.
And she says, it does not know you yet. And I do not know how it will feel about you. But she taps it twice on the chain, and part of the chain submerges into it. And now it hangs from the chain.
Okay.
She taps the chain twice, and it just falls free, and she catches it in her hand.
Huh.
And she gestures to you like, you get it,
Yeah.
And again, she taps it twice on the chain, and it links.
Weird. Sorry, I just realized there's a whole generation of children who won't know what clap on, clap off means.
I know.
That's such a big thing for a while.
It was so funny.
That's cool. Yeah. Where this?
Although they had the joy of seeing the what is it called? The shaky exercise thing. Do you know what I'm talking about?
The Harlem Shake? This thing?
Nothing beats that. They live in the golden era of dumb, hilarious products.
Can't believe that exists. And it's probably very profitable too, I imagine.
That beats the spray on hair that was in my generation. It beats what was the glue that they used, that True Bond or whatever it was,
Mighty Putty or
something like that.
Mighty
And
Putty Kid. That was Billy Mays.
and I mean, that whole shaky exercise thing was, oh my God. They made fun of it on SNL. I mean, it was just, oh man. So
I asked her about the Akal. So it is it alive, or it has a will? I assume. Can I get it to trust me?
not a will, but it is alive. Let us see how it likes you. And she signals for you to stay. She steps several steps back, and it gets dimmer as she gives way.
Oh, okay.
But then it sort of sort of pulses, and it's sort of going through different stages of brightness. And there's sort of no other way to put it. I mean, you sort of feel something stirring your emotions, sort of, affecting your emotional heart.
Yeah.
Affecting your heart. I don't mean, cardiovascularly. I mean,
Right. Oh my God. I turned you up 2 notches, and then Obi-Wan was like, "You're echoing again." So turn you back down.
That was 8:39. It was 4 minutes ago.
Well, yeah, I did have you turned up like about 4 or
you.
5 minutes ago, because you said something, I couldn't hear it, so I turned it up. But
does that suggest it's on your end?
It has to be. I mean, we can figure it out after the stream. I just don't want to dally on it.
Bothers me.
I just have to listen closely to what you're saying, which usually I never do. I mean,
you and Obi-Wan. I wonder if I can maybe do that and boom, 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 boom. Scooby Doo. Sorry.
Oh my goodness.
I miss the scatting. I do.
Not the time or the place.
That's right. She
okay.
says,
so then it starts, stirring my emotions. Yeah.
Yeah. She says that the call seems at least tolerable. It seems to tolerate you. The relationship may grow with time. You extinguish your lamp just to see kind of what light you've got, and it's about as half effective as the lantern. So instead of 50 foot, in a circle, you've got about 20 feet in front of you, and it is sort of a faint purple light.
Right. Very cool. New treasure to sell. I mean, bond with and cherish over time.
That's right.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I'll conserve my lantern while I have this, and blow it out, and I'll I'm in your debt if there's some way I could offer you any help or.
You simply must be cautious. Do you know of the Kexeth? Do you know them at all?
I'm sorry, what was the name? The
Kexeth.
Kexeth. No, I say I've not.
A short people, smaller even than you. They have one great eye, two great tusks that grow to either side of the eye from their jaw. They are sweet smelling and charming. But they will do all that they can to deprive you of an Akal if you have one.
Oh, interesting.
They feast upon the being inside. They are skilled at deception and not a bad people in and of themselves, save for that one vice. I have met many good and honorable Kexeth. But given the sight of an Akal, they change and become devious and hungry.
Interesting.
All of them are skilled practitioners of the arts of deception. And here I speak of magic.
Okay. And just to kind of roll to get a feel for, is she saying this like as an actual warning, or does she have maybe like a bias against them, right? I just want to make sure.
Oh, sure. No, absolutely.
Seems unusual. 40.
These creatures are so alien, it is so hard to tell.
Yeah. Okay.
You are leaning toward no bias. You're leaning toward this is a real concern.
I guess I'll just make sure to hide this if I ever come across one of them.
Right. Or just not show it in town.
Right.
Just not have it, advertise that you have one visually or otherwise, right?
Okay.
So you are free. She begs off from you, saying that she still needs many hours of rest.
Of course. And I apologize again for waking you. I will make sure to be more quiet as I continue my exploration.
She nods and retreats back to her room, closes the door.
Okay.
Oh my God, I'm trying to click it on the stream. Jesus Christ. Oh,
fool.
That's me.
Okay. So I'll have the Akal then, around my neck. It's a chain. It's pretty cool.
Do you want to keep your light extinguished, your lantern?
Yeah. We'll save that in case something wrong happens or if I need more light, right? I can always relight.
Yeah, so you basically got two squares in front of you that you can see.
Honestly, that'll probably be better because it's less noticeable.
Right. Just keep your ears perked. Where to next?
Okay, well, let me make sure, check my hit points and stuff. Yeah, I'm doing okay. Guess, just that shock of getting shot like that. What if I forget the lizard's in there? It's like, what's in here? It's the same thing all over again.
That's right.
Oh my God. Okay, so this door on my right, we'll take a listen to that and explore that.
Quiet, unlocked. What's in your hands?
My flail.
It is a servant's room, definitely. Some beds have been stacked in here, just bed frames. Really largely undisturbed, so far as you can tell, other than sort of being used as a storage area when things were being moved out, and it's one of these areas that they just didn't clear out as fortunes changed and inventories got lost.
Right.
Oh, I forgot about our spray of coins up here. Where is
Yeah.
that? Where is
How
that?
could
Oh,
you
there
forget?
it is.
Yeah.
Very simple mosaics on the wall. Not
Me.
making a unified story at all. But there is an image of the Iron Empress hosting a feast with the other deities present, the swan, the owl, the eagle. That's about it there.
Okay. So we can look to the left of this hallway. Are the still lots of lizards scurrying around?
A handful. It's hard to tell, of course, as they dart in and out of the darkness, the exact number, but
Right.
not a lot.
Okay.
Maybe 4, and they're all the size of your hand.
Yeah.
Um,
Man, they're that small and they do such. They're such a nuisance. Damn. Then let's keep going down the hallway to my right. Then.
Okay.
Don't want to mess with any of them.
Well, they might be able to freeze a toe of yours.
Oh, was the one in the room bigger?
It's
Is
a
that
juvenile,
right?
yeah. So it's
Oh,
like,
I see. I'm sorry, misunderstood. So they're
yeah.
babies, and that's a juvenile.
So it's like, yeah, that one's like 5 feet long,
Right.
and so like it could do. It seemed to be capable. I mean, you could see that a healthier one could probably freeze you up to the knee, and this guy
Yeah.
got you, a little higher than the ankle.
Yeah. Man. Okay.
So what do you think? Do you want to go back, or do you want to continue as you are?
No, let's continue down this hallway. Check out this room on my right.
There's a draft coming from underneath the door. There's light coming from underneath the door. There's water coming from underneath the door.
Okay.
Very little. It must have some leakage from the collapse. The door is unlocked.
Sorry, leakage is something in computer engineering, and for a moment I just went back into work mode. I'm like, leakage where? What?
How can I?
Why is there leakage on the device?
Is that leakage of power?
Yes, actually. Yeah. Well, you basically dissipation, so your power that's just lost, and it causes heat buildup, and you obviously want the least leakage as possible.
Right. Opening the door.
Yep.
It opens that far. There is little spots of daylight streaming in. There's sort of water gathered here and there on the floor. As you step in, oh geez, here we go again.
Earthquake.
That's it.
The temple's moving.
There are, call them boulders, would suggest you could see the end of them. There are huge slabs of rock that have simply settled into this room as though there was basically subsidence from the hill.
Right.
And so I should just draw. Problem is I'm not going to be able to color it because I'm not good at this. What we got here? Stroke. Come on. Oh man, wrong thing.
Brise used in molding.
That's right. You know, I mean, it's just enormous. I mean, to guess even where it ends,
Yeah.
that was too much. Let's see if I can move that piece and just make 2 ends. We'll see what that does. So
big old slam of rock.
I mean, it's probably several, and there's light streaming in from very high up. I mean, through these narrow, like foot long, foot wide cracks.
Right.
And you know, you can see there's little plants that are growing in among the cracks and so on, where erosion has settled, the sand has settled. So you get little inch-high plants that are clinging to life in there, but you have sunlight streaming from the slope of the hill. I mean, it's got to be 30 or 40 feet up, and so the rain runs down the face there to your left, the face of the rock, and so you get little rivulets and little puddles, and there's a breeze coming down these shafts and so on, just not enough to carry away a lot of the water.
Okay.
Your feeling is that this must be another break room. You can't really, I mean, obviously you can see Max can see how large it is, but Brise really can't. She can't see
the
over
slab
those
obscures
rocks.
it.
I mean, all the ceilings and floors above have been crushed down to this one. There may be none above, but all of it is now part of the hill. I'll tell you that much.
This temple is more hill than temple.
It is now, yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah. If this is just all that's here, I'll back out and check out the next room. Cool little natural
disaster.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's kind of a cool, like one of those cool ecosystems where it's man-made, but also nature is kind of partially taken over.
Right. So, you want to go which way? I'm sorry.
Just check out the door in front of us. We'll also peer down the hallway first.
Sneaky, sneaky, sneak. So here you've got a lot of collapse, sort of tall slabs of rock that have come down almost like pillars falling out of the ceiling. But they're just natural slabs of rock where whatever happened with the earth's with the rock slide on the outside of the temple that largely crushed these rooms, we suspect at least. All these doors are closed, probably jam closed with rubble, although you're of course welcome to test them all. But there's definite rubble here. Like the idea of running here is going to be very difficult.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so we'll try this first door in front of us.
Door is unlocked. There is sunlight streaming in under the door, as is from the 2 doors to the north of you or to your left. You see clear evidence of wildlife, bugs, grasshoppers, that are playing on these rocks and so on. Just do this. Well, I do actually have a collection. Where's my collection?
Collection.
Yeah, here we go.
Whoa.
Yeah, right.
Look at all these guts, the inner workings.
Yeah. So I can just take.
I like these large debris. Cool
Yeah.
shapes.
Well, let's come down this way.
Boy, howdy, it's large debris.
So, oh, damn it. I forgot. Damn it. See, I always think I've selected it, and therefore now wherever my cursor is, it'll paste it.
That is a little unintuitive. One would think it should paste where you are currently at.
But it does not. Oh, come on. No.
So you have to just drag it all the way over there?
Yeah, but oh, you know what? I'm on the wrong stupid cursor type. Forgot about that. Yeah, and it doesn't do the best.
Because if you zoom out and then.
Yeah, I should. Sorry, guys. Nothing like more. Huh? There you are, buddy.
Oh.
Isn't that crazy? Look at all that.
And Kevin can design your dungeon maps for a small fee of $23. $23 per room.
That's right. There we go. Yeah, it was a good idea of yours.
I say this is pretty sophisticated, built from a program that is meant to do vector art.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so much of it is just knowing, like, all right, what should I do? What shouldn't I do with this tool? So much of it is that. And getting a really good setup where you're like, okay, what layers do I need? And so every floor has 3 layers basically.
Right.
And so,
but it is 9 o'clock. Kind of could call it now and explore this room next time if you want to.
Sure.
Looks like you need to do some decorating.
Yeah, I can do a bunch of decorating and so, yeah, we'll just do rubble, 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 rubble.
Rubble trouble.
So, yeah, and so you get a little splash of, light from all these sources to the left.
Sure, yeah.
And it definitely gets brighter as you go up. So, well, yeah, let's just have you open this door and we'll call it. How about that?
Sure. Open this door into the fire-breathing blue beetles.
Unlocked, no sound except for what are clearly outdoor sounds. You can even hear bird song now. Flail at the ready. It opens about halfway, and then you hit rock. And I'm just going to stick something in here. I'm going to rotate. I should rotate these. That'd be cool. It's just, it's just a wreck.
Yeah. Complete mess.
So, and like I said, there's light streaming down from very high though. It's not like, it's not like you're looking over these rocks to see sunlight. The sunlight's coming from very high up. These are very, you're high up on the slope of the hill is where this light is hitting and trickling down. Some water in here and so on, but you can't even really make it to the back at all. So maybe do something like that. There you go.
Okay. Another blocked off room.
So
lost to the hillside.
So there we go, gang.
Yeah.
Another one in the books. I will. Oh, I can do it this way. This will be. like that. So there we go. That is episode 109 in the books.
That is it.
Kind of some interesting types of tension that we had. Definitely learned some things about the second floor that we didn't know about. There are apparently more of these bipedal beetles up on the second floor, including some form of metal-beaked bird, as well as some iron being that tromps around upstairs.
Yeah.
I don't do, just to warn you, I don't do boss fights because what the hell is that? Like, I don't even know. I mean, it's a artificial thing from video games, I believe. I don't think you should really ever have boss fights. Like, how?
Well, I mean, Brise could fight their actual boss. I mean, fight Athene.
Right. That would
be a real boss fight.
Right. And it was long before this. The only reason there's super powerful challenges in a setting is because there should be super powerful challenges in a setting. So it'll be curious to see what happens as we wrap this up. I do want to remind everybody that we are off next week because I've got travel coming up. Just to, I want to get the dates right. Oh, I've got them over here. So we will be back on November 8th. Is what we're looking like, and then we should be good for the 15th. And then we might, what was the one exception I was looking at? And then we may do a Tuesday, which is going to be the 21st. So we'll see if we can get that up on the website. We got a lot of health problems, and so that's not very up to date. And I apologize for that. I just feel like crap all the time, and that's just all there is to it. But thanks for hanging out with us. We really appreciate it. If you think we're doing a good job, then hop the donor box and send us a little love. You see the link right there. If you want to hear more from Max, and I think you should, then go to his YouTube channel where he discusses the role of music in video games. Thanks as always to Elliot Donovitz for their terrific art of Brise's character that we use most streams. And if you want to see more of their work, go to artstation.com/Tortolua. And I've written a novel. You can find it on Amazon called A Shore Too Far. Thanks everybody. And Max, why don't you say a few words in parting to the lovely people?
Well, yeah, I do apologize again for all the technical difficulties. We'll get that sorted out for sure. And but yeah, have a happy Halloween, and we will see you in 2 weeks from now.
Absolutely.
Bye-bye,
Thanks, guys.
everybody.